Hey guys and gals, Malkuth1974 back at you with another episode of our Space Engineers. Today we're going to be starting our trip off of this planet. What I mean by that is we're going to start actually building the vessel that's going to get us off this planet. And I have already started over here a certain little setup that will hopefully help us get off this planet. I do have the landing gear already set off. We're going to start the build off of this landing gear. And I do have guns, hopefully, that will help protect the early stages of this this vessel that we're going to build. Now, the plan is, I don't really have a plan about what this vessel is going to look like. I have an idea in my head, but I haven't laid it out. I haven't done much of that. So basically, I want to build... I haven't really built it this way. I want to build from subsystems out. So basically, the conveyor system into the hydrogen system, all that's going to be laid down first, and then I'm going to build the shell of the ship around it and the engines and stuff like that. So it's going to be conveyors, engines, reactors, etc., and that's how we're gonna play that game. But let me see if I actually have anything in my inventory here we can start building with. I don't, so let's take a little walkie down into the base here and see what we are. The ship is still up there on that. I've done some mining just to get mostly iron and some of the other essential stuff that we need. So we're gonna come down here. And let me just grab a few things. Mostly what we're going to need is steel plates. I've made some steel plates too. I've made some stuff, but, you know, that's about it. Like that, like that. I think this is the stuff I had in there before. We'll grab some of that, like that. Might need some of those. No batteries. Reactor components, will probably need that. Interior. Let me just grab a lot more of these. Alright, so that'll get us started. And we'll come on up here. And now what I need to do is actually set up my G bar here, or go into the G key, hit the G key I should say, and I'm going to hit conveyors here. Conveyor junction, we're going to run that. And we want a conveyor. We need actual tubes, so we'll grab these ones and these ones. We need a hydrogen tank, so I'll grab that, and I will need let's see, oxygen tank, no, oxygen generator. And a nice little thing you can do is that you on the toolbar here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you hit Control plus the corresponding number key, like this case was 2, you can actually add other things there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the oxygen tank. And I am also going to add, let's see if I can find it in here. I can't think of the name right now because my brain is not working correctly. We need an assembler. And we need a refinery. Refinery, there we go. I think that much covers it. And we need engines, so we need hydrogen. I'm going to go with the small thrusters. Hopefully that will be good. That looks like a large thruster to me. Hydrogen, let's see. Yeah, that was a large thruster. We'll get rid of that, and we'll add that. Alright. So if I go Control 1 again, go back to the front page there, and I think the first thing I want to lay down is I'm going to have to use my jetpack a lot on this. That means we're going to have to be taking trips back and forth to get refueled. So I am going to put that like that. No, you know what? That's not going to cut it. So this is not going to be actually on the ship. This is just how we're starting the ship, and it's going to stay on the ship. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. I think 4 should be enough. And then I'm going to start building like that. And I think I want to come back. 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking of how large that is. Alright. And actually, you know what? Let's do this by conveyors instead. It's a little more expensive, but in the long run, we have a lot more options to what we want to do with everything. So 8 is going to be this. That needs to go on there like that. So that's the hydrogen. So anytime you're hooking up a hydrogen system or a hydrogen engines, they have to come off of a hydrogen tank. And every engine has to have a conveyor system going into it from the hydrogen tank. Now, that doesn't mean that you're stuck with not having hydrogen in a certain area. You can have like a hydrogen engine coming over here, and it will be fed by this hydrogen tank here. It'll feed it hydrogen. So as long as the conveyor system is hooked up to the hydrogen tank, you should be all set with that. Now, let's see what else we can do here. We need to get let me see what I got here. I forgot what I put. So the oxygen generator is the next beast we need to kind of conquer here. So I'm going to bring this up like so. Kind of see if I can go like that. So I know for a fact that on the end of these there's a... Oh, I thought there was. Oh, do I have to flip it over? Yeah, see how on the end of these there's a connector? As long as I did that right. Let's see. And like that. Nope. Like that. Nope. Ah, I'm messing up. Like that. Okay, so there we go. I think I sort of messed this one up, so let me go fix this. And we'll go 9 again. And I'll bring it over just like so. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this today. There we go. Now I know it's definitely connected. So I got my oxygen tanks running off of that, just like that. And I believe if we go to Control 2, I will go to this will be my refinery. So I'm going to build my refinery. I got to find the end of it. Alright, so the refinery is a little bit weird. It's got a little bit of a weird shape to it. Never really liked the shape of it, but there's not much we can do about it. So I'm going to hook it up like that. And I'm going to hook the assembler underneath it like this. Now that should also have, if you look, it's got the side thing there. And we go like that, and that should be connected. So at this point, we have all our basics already hooked up. We have the refinery, the assembler, we have the hydrogen tank, we have the oxygen generators, which will turn the ice into hydrogen for us and oxygen and place it in the tank. Next thing we will probably need is we'll need an oxygen tank for we can actually breathe in there. So let me go refill my stuff, and I'm going to add a few more things to this, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I went ahead and I welded up all the parts here. So now I want to just kind of give a rough estimate of where I'm going to put the engine. So I'm going to go to control number 2 where I put my engines, and I think I'm going to run the engines, like the side engines off here. I put these little catwalks down just to kind of walk around it, so I don't have to use so much hydrogen all the time. And I'm going to come over here, and I don't think I ever put this one together, so that was my fault. There we go. Let's see, control 2, 4. So that's a hydrogen engine off of this. Now off of the back of this, we can sort of go back to control 1, and I will grab a 6. And I need an interior plate for that, so let me go grab that. Yeah, there's a lot of running back and forth. What I should be making is a welder ship. So I think I'm going to put a welder ship together at some point. I just want to get the kind of the outline of the ship put together right now. So let's go like that. And I'll grab a few more of those. And a few more of those. All right. Come back up here. Launch this up. So what I'm doing is I'm making everything even with this, but I do believe I want this to come out 2. It's just a little bit away from that, so that'll come out 2. That'll come out 2 just like that. What we could actually do, which I think would be a better idea, because I think I want this to go like this. Maybe you guys will start seeing the rough idea of how I want this ship to actually be formed. I want to go up like that, and I'm going to come down like this, and like that, and control 2, 4. So, engine, 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 engine. And back to control 1. Roll that off. We can get that off. That off. So that's good. There we go. So we got that done. I'm gonna do some more thinking here and I'll be right back. Alright, so now I gotta think of the tops and the bottoms for the thrusters. And I'm thinking if we go sort of like that. I think the top's gonna have to go up a little bit higher, and we'll put another 5 here and 6. We'll go with another one of these, and probably a 5. Thinking actually I'm going to use these connectors a little bit better because they actually will help us later on if we want to do some additions. Let's see how far away I can get this. So that will be the middle, so we'll put another 5 there. So there you go, that will be the top. So we'll control 2, 4. Like that. Now the bottom, it's the same idea, but we don't need to come down as far. So like that. I believe we won't be completely even because my that is there. So control 1, 5. Kind of come from like that. 2, 4. Like that. And that would be the middle, wouldn't it? No, it's always going to be one off, so we might as well just build it like that. So the bottom, so we got the bottom engines, the sides, the back. So all we need now is the fronts. And the fronts are going to have to run. Build these off like this, like that. Kind of gotta build them out. Like that. And we'll run some tubes to where we think the front would be. Finally, we'll run like this. This will be the first. These, I'll have a few more, but I don't know how many more. We'll have to figure out how the front's gonna actually look. So that'll be like the front there, and the front there. So let me weld these up, and we'll see where we're at. Alright guys, I got everything welded up and done and put together. So this is the basic outline of the ship, of the hydrogen system actually working with the engines, all the different directions the engines have to go in. Of course, it's not skinned, it doesn't have a body, it doesn't have a power system, it's just the engines, the hydrogen. We got the conveyor system hooked up throughout the whole ship, so we can hook anything up that we need to hook up later on if we have to, and maybe even do some additions when we get to space. So that is the outside. One of the last things I want to do, actually there's a few things I want to do. Let's step away from the ship just a little bit, and some things I've noticed that I should have been covering with you guys earlier is that we only have one refinery going, and that's right here, and the same thing goes with the assembler. Now things are kind of painfully slow right now trying to produce stuff, so one thing that you can do is that you can build more than one assembler. And if you do build more than one assembler, where is the assembler? It's in this mess somewhere. Oh yeah, it's back there. See, it's right back there. If you build more than one assembler, you can do what you call they will help each other build stuff. So let's just kind of build one up now. Let me see, do I have enough stuff to build it? And assembler should be on control 2, so it's number 3. I will bring, there's a blast furnace there. I'm going to build 3 of them. And I'm going to go to control 1. Like that. Got the motors in there. We need a bunch of other stuff. Like that. We don't need any more of this stuff because we know we already used it all up. We know we need some computers. Let's see what else we need here. Display, construction components. That is, the construction components are like, we need a lot of these things. And display. Do I have any more displays? Yes, we have plenty of displays. Okay, 40 of them. So we have that one. And I'll need a computer. A few of them. Let's see. 1, 2, go like that. And we go like that. So I have 2 more assemblers, including the one back there, which makes 3. So what we can do is we can go into production. Actually, we go into control panel, sorry. And we find all our assemblers. So we got 1, 2, 3. And we have a thing down here called cooperative mode. So we're going to run off assembler 1, and we're going to put assembler 2 in cooperative mode, and number 3 in cooperative mode. So what should happen now is when we start producing something, let's see, we go, say we want to build some more construction components. It should build a lot faster because... Alright, I'm back, guys. So, I seem to have found a little bug. I forgot this bug existed. It's been around for a while. Alright, so what's going on is why we can't share off assembler 1 with assembler 2 and 3 is because assembler 1 is actually connected through a conveyor system to these other 2 assemblers, and that just doesn't work right now, and it hasn't worked for a while in Space Engineers. So what we actually need to do is we need to move assembler 1 over this way. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if we can kind of get closer here. I'm going to grind this down. We are a little bit full here, so let me just kind of move over here. We do need to make some more space. Right, and I'm going to build a few more of these off. That should be enough for that assembler. I'm going to go to control number 2. I'm going to hit 3. And I'm going to move this over. That should connect that up. And control back to control 1. Weld that up. I'll need the steel plates, but that's alright because we have some more assembler over here. And let's put 4 in there. We'll need a, actually no, not that. We'll put another 5. We need a conveyor in here to actually replace that. Let me grab some more interior plates here. Where are they? Here they are. Right there. So now that hooks up the rest of these again so they're not separated. And that's all set. So now we got all our assemblers in one line. And I should be able to grab this. Let me put some of this stuff back. And I think I just ran out of something too, so let's go back to inventory, control panel. Assembler 2 is set to not cooperative mode. So assembler 4 will be, so there we go. So assembler 2 is on cooperative mode. We go to production. We'll see that assembler 2 is now technically assembler 1, and then we got 3, and we got 4. We'll take that out. We go back. So you have to run off. So you can't have the enable or disable. You can also enable or disable cooperative mode just from production thing, but you need to make sure that the first one, the master one, is not connected in that way. And every other one that you have is connected that way, and they also have to be connected to each other right now because of that bug, or maybe it's the way they want it. It's been that way for a while. I looked it up online, and people were talking about it since last January, so it seems to be a thing for a while. So we'll go back into production, and if I try to build something, what doesn't take iron? Bulletproof glass. So we build, see how they kind of built real quick? That's because they're building in all of the assemblers. But I also don't seem to have, I'm running out of a lot of stuff, so I need to do a lot of mining. I'm gonna set assembler 2 to disassemble. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna make us some iron here. I don't think it shares when it disassembles. No, it doesn't. Alright, so that's fine. I just want to make sure we get a few more iron here. Alright, that's good enough for us. So if we go into assembling and we say we want to build some steel plates, we go like that, we can see that it's actually sharing through all of the systems except the last one. I don't know why it's not doing the last one, but they are connected. Still might be a little bit buggy, but basically if you do that, it should help you build everything a little bit quicker. So that should help that. So there you go, guys. This is we got a little bit on the ways. I think next episode we're also gonna build a welding ship, or a welding remote ship, to help us build this, because it was kind of a pain in the butt to go back and forth filling my inventory with stuff and trying to get this ship in the right condition to get actually going. So until next time, guys.